Nuggets win 119 to 107. Jokic, almost a triple-double, 29, 14, and 8. Jamal Murray, who we didn't even know was going to play going into tonight, 25 points, 8 boards, 7 dimes. How about Christian Brown, 23 and 11. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he did his part, 32 points. But Jalen Williams did not, only 6 points for him. And now we have a Game 7 between the Thunder and the Nuggets. Time now to bring in CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez. And John, the last 2 games, the Thunder owned the fourth quarter, right? 63 to 37, despite being down to start. In Game 6, Nuggets said, ain't no way y'all doing that to us 3 straight times. Where did you exactly see the better execution from Denver down the stretch for the win?
Yeah, I mean, the Nuggets made shots, right? You and I were talking about this before we came on the air. And in the last game, Oklahoma City blitzed the Nuggets in the fourth quarter. In this one, Oklahoma City couldn't hit a shot. They missed, 13 straight threes down the stretch before they finally made a couple. That was a big deal. And the Nuggets ended up closing it out. And you mentioned Jamal Murray. He was questionable with an illness. Didn't look like it. He had 25 points in 42 minutes. Basically played almost the entire game. Joker made some big shots down the stretch as well. Didn't hit his first 3 until the fourth quarter. So yeah, just really good execution from the Nuggets, who got big contributions from places you wouldn't expect, up to including Christian Brown and also, oh yeah, the Julian Strawther game. Anybody? So yeah, the Nuggets, they weren't going to go quietly, and they didn't tonight.
Yeah, I just want to go back to Jamal Murray, because it's one thing, right, for him to play at an elite level, facing elimination when he's healthy. But to do it when he clearly did not look great, right, on the bench, when he was subbed out sometimes. Where did you see his excellence really show up the most in this Game 6, man?
Well, just that perseverance, hunting his shot. He hunted his shot in Game 5. He had 28 points, but he did it on 27 shots. He wasn't very efficient at all. And then all of a sudden you hear, okay, he's questionable for Game 6. He's got this illness. He woke up feeling bad. They were giving him medicine and IVs, and you thought, uh-oh, this is a really bad scenario for the Nuggets, because for the Nuggets to perform well, that offense only performs well when that two-man game is working, and it was working tonight. And you're right, Chris. He came out aggressive early, but then when he went to the bench, he looked gassed. He looked drained. I thought he looked miserable at one point. Like he had a towel on, and then he just kept at it, and he just kept coming back. And I thought, okay, well, they can't possibly keep playing him this many minutes, right? Well, they did. I mean, again, 42 minutes where this was one of his best playoff performances ever. And this is a guy who's won an NBA championship and has had many great playoff performances. We're going to remember the Jamal Murray illness questionable game in Game 6, facing elimination for a long time, because without him, they're probably going home.
Absolutely. They needed every single point that he put on the floor, or put in the basket, I should say, for the Denver Nuggets. Now, on the other side, Jalen Williams, I'm talking about J-Dub, he shot horribly, 3 for 16, only 6 points for him. Thunder, as a team, shot under 28% from 3. So as we look ahead to Game 7, John, what was the most alarming part about this game for OKC?
Yeah, that really SGA had to do so much by himself. He had 32 points. As you mentioned, as we were coming in, he did everything he possibly could. Now, he did get in foul trouble at the end of the first half, and that really allowed the Nuggets to get back into the game, because it looked like Oklahoma City might be pulling away. Other than SGA, Chet Holmgren was pretty good tonight, 19 and 11, but you expected Jalen Williams to be that secondary scorer. They really needed that from him tonight. Only had 6 points. Yeah, he had 10 assists. Yeah, he had 7 rebounds, but he was 3 of 16 from the floor. That you just can't have that. And as I mentioned, they also, as a team, went really cold down the stretch. 13 missed threes to close out the game. That's your game right there. When you shoot 27.5% from 3 and you just can't get a bucket to fall from deep, that absolutely crushed them, and it allowed the Nuggets, who were they had an 8-point lead going into the fourth quarter, to extend it and win by 12.
So when we look ahead to Game 7, John, the Thunder, right, they don't have a championship to their name. The Denver Nuggets do. Their core has been in so many dicey situations, but the Thunder, not so much. So who do you trust more in Game 7 at OKC to get the job done for their team?
Well, you're going to say that you trust the Nuggets because they've got Joker and Jamal Murray, and they've won a championship as recently as 2 years ago. And including tonight, Chris, the Nuggets with Joker are 10-5 in elimination games. So they've experienced this before, and they're really good in these games. Now, the main question with Oklahoma City coming into the playoffs was what would happen when they'd have to play these close games where they're tested. They played the fewest clutch games in the NBA this season. They weren't tested. Last year, they went out in the second round. This year, they weren't tested in the first round because they absolutely steamrolled the Grizzlies. Now, to give Oklahoma City credit, they were good in games 4 and 5, both of which were really close games. Now, they lost tonight's game. There was a closeout opportunity on the road, but they're going back to Oklahoma City for Game 7. This will be the biggest test that SGA and this young Thunder team have ever faced with this iteration of the Thunder. We'll see whether or not they can pass it, but the Nuggets have been there and done that. So, yeah, if you're going to ask me, add which side, add Nuggets.
All right, Denver, OKC, Game 7 on Sunday should be a masterpiece. John Gonzalez, we always appreciate talking hoops with you, man. And so the Thunder, they do have something on their side, right? They have won 6 straight home Game 7s. Meanwhile, the Nuggets, they're 0-4 in road Game 7s in franchise history. And Jokic, he balls out, right, when it comes to the final game of a series. 24, 15.5 rebounds, and almost 7.5 dimes in 6 career Game 7s. Cannot wait to see who is going to advance to the Western Conference Finals to face.
This, I know it's cliche, but every game is its own chapter. It's its own thing. It's its own entity. And different people are going to step up, just like for them. They've had people step up in Game 4 and 5. And tonight we had that team that did it. And now you put yourself in a situation where, hey, let's go see what happens on Sunday. And I know I got a group of guys in there that have been in a lot of Game 7s, seen a lot of things. So we're excited for the opportunity.
Coach, over here, resiliency is a word that's often thrown out about this team over and over and over again. Just where are you seeing that in between games, just in terms of their approach, in terms of their willingness to pick each other up kind of between games?
Yeah, hyper-focused, hyper-honest with one another. And I think more importantly, hyper-honest with themselves. And I think if you are that way, you can bounce back from things very quickly. People that find excuses and point all over the room usually lose and fail. And this group is not that way. They're tough-minded. They know they can be better each game as an individual or as a teammate. And that's who we've been for a long time. And what that means for Sunday doesn't mean you're going to win or lose. I don't know. But I do know this. They'll be mentally prepared because they'll spend tomorrow thinking about how they can be better. Schematically, we'll talk Saturday. And we will throw this saying, man, we will be ready to roll on Sunday. I'm very excited for the opportunity because of the people I'm about to do it with.
Couple things. First, Aaron Gordon was grabbing the hamstring late there.
Yeah.
What's the concern level there?
I mean, at this point, I have no idea. It would be high, obviously. I mean, Aaron is one of our guys that he's the reason why we've won games and won series and have a banner hanging up in there. So it's really nice to have 2 days, obviously, for all the guys to, have treatment and all those things. But I haven't gotten a clear answer. He'll get checked out. But I mean, having 2 days off, I don't think you guys realize, at least the people that cover us do, wow, like this has been a marathon. So the guys in there look like they were happier that they have tomorrow off than they were going to a Game 7. So it's going to be really nice. But to your question, it's nice to have 2 days to get guys right, going into a Sunday matinee. So, concern for Aaron is so high. He's played through a lot through this whole season, so we'll see where he's at.
And then, obviously, I'm sure Jamal could use extra.
Denver outscores Oklahoma City by 15 in the second half to force a Game 7 with a 119-107